Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. We are killing it this week. 20-10 on the week, 5-2 in yesterday's episode. We're keeping it rolling. That being said, these games tonight, they're kind of sketchy. I recommend playing with smaller units tonight. I'm dropping my units in half. I'm only playing with $50 units tonight. The games aren't crazy, so if you've been following along, you should be up about 9 units this week since Monday. We don't want to lose a chunk of those winnings because we forced it on a bad night. It's a weird slate of games, but there are 6 items on tonight's menu, so let's get into it.
Welcome to the sauce. Hey, get the sauce. The sauce. The sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First game up, Cavs, Raptors in Cleveland. Line open with Cleveland plus 3.5, so we got a home dog right off the bat. Early bets, I think we're favoring Cleveland, but the early money was split pretty even. So check this out. So we get Raptors money in the late morning, right? A lot of it, like 89% of the money on the Raptors. Then some Cavs money comes in and the line moves 4.5 points from 3.5 all the way down to Cleveland -1. I think it might even be at Cleveland -1.5 now. Is this a result of the Cavs money, or it's more likely partly because they announced that Siakam isn't playing? This game sucks, man. You got Siakam out, Jared Allen out for Cleveland, Steady Freddy's out. We also got questionable. We got question marks on both teams. The 2 teams that aren't playing that well. Actually, the Cavs won 2 in a row, but this game just sucks. I'm going to take the Cavs. I'm going to take the home team here, but I really, really want to bet Toronto. I do, but I can't. They look so goddamn bad. I can't bet them. So give me the Cavs -1 here. Not going on the menu. Also, we got the total at 219.5. If this was a week ago, I'd say the under is a great play here. But sheet's saying only 205 points scored in the game. I mean, if this was last week, I'd say under, great play. But the Cavs, I think they put up like 129 and 126 in their last 2 games or some crazy shit like that. I'm going to pick the under, but it's not going on the menu. So no items on the menu from this game. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story next game. Next up, Nets, Lakers in Brooklyn. Line open with the Nets laying 11 points at home here. And as expected, early sharp money all over Brooklyn. Now, from that point, we would see a little bit of Lakers money start to creep in. I think around 1 p.m., we got as high as 29% on the money on the Lakers. Consensus line drops from, I think it was 11 to 10.5. So we're looking at Brooklyn -10.5 to make our pick. I got to side with the Sharps here and take the Nets and lay the points. I know the Lakers have been playing pretty well, but did you see the Nets with their first game? Durant only played 19 minutes. I don't even think he missed a shot, man. I mean, this Brooklyn team has potential to just smack teams for real, and I could see them winning by 25 tonight. So give me the Nets -10.5. This is going on today's menu because I wouldn't say I love it, but I do like it. If we take a look, the spreadsheet's telling us to bet the under, right? But Kyrie Irving is running the offense instead of Harden. Harden's out, and he tends to run a faster-paced game than Harden does. Also, with Durant back, just adding a sniper. I mean, what I'm saying is I could see the Nets putting up 130 points in this game, even against a good defensive team like the Lakers. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story next game. Next game up is Jazz vs. Kings in Utah. The line open with the Jazz laying 12.5 points to the Kings at home here. Early money, though, is on Sacramento. Jazz money would start to come in after that, though. Actually, at 1 p.m., we're only looking at 58% of the money on the Cavs. Consensus line dropped from 12.5 down to 12 as a result of the Cavs money, though. I personally think the Kings have a good enough offense to play in a tough, close game with the Jazz. So I'm going to take the Kings +12 here. But the Jazz 3-point shooting, especially against a defense like the Kings, could go off at any second. So this will not be going on the menu. I also like the under. The total's at 230.5. Everyone's going to be betting the over with these 2 teams, Kings and Jazz. Everyone's going to be on the over, which is part of the reason I like the under, but also because I really think the Jazz might slow the game down purposely just to throw the Kings offense a little off. Just a theory. So nothing from this game on tonight's menu. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story next game. Next game up, Thunder host the Sixers in OKC. Line open with OKC getting 11.5 points here. Look at all the money on Philly, 99%. The public, the bets percentage is actually on OKC too, which means Sharps leveled the Sixers here. Money stays on Philly all day. Consensus line would drop down to 10.5. That's most likely a result of them reporting that Embiid might not play, though. because not much Oklahoma City money came in, so most likely it was a result of that report saying Embiid might not play. Joel Embiid is questionable. I know Philly's coming off back-to-back road games on back-to-back nights, but I think they're going to smack the shit out of the Thunder for real, with or without Embiid. This is definitely going on the menu. Give me Philly minus 10.5 without a doubt. Totals at 217.5. I like the over a lot. If Embiid doesn't play, over 217.5 will also be on the menu tonight. If Embiid doesn't play, Philly runs a faster paced game when Embiid's not playing. If Embiid does play, I still like the over, but it will not be on tonight's menu. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story next game. Blazers Pistons in Portland. Lined open with the Blazers laying 12 points at home here. Both early bets and early money, both favoring the Blazers. Money stays on Portland all morning into the afternoon. The consensus line does drop down to 11.5. That could be for a number of reasons. I didn't bat an eye on it. So we're looking at Portland minus 11.5 to make our pick. Jeremy Grant is out for Detroit. So is Wayne Ellington. Nurkic is out for Portland. I'm taking the Pistons here. That's too many points. Portland doesn't really blow teams out to begin with. They don't have many blowout wins, double-digit wins on their resume this season. Their defense just isn't good enough to blow teams out. Also, I've had a lot of success betting Pistons as an underdog this year, so I'm going to stick with it. Give me the Detroit Pistons plus 11.5. Put it on the menu. I'm also taking the over at 226.5. It's a high total. Still taking the over, and I'm putting it on the menu if the Sixers total is not on the menu. So I'll be putting one total on the menu, whether it's this one or the Sixers one. I will keep you posted on Twitter and Instagram. Next game, Suns versus Wizards in Phoenix. Line opened at 11.5, Suns favored. Oh wow, another double-digit point spread tonight. This is crazy. Early money favoring the Suns. Money would basically stay the same all throughout the morning into the afternoon. Consensus line would bounce back and forth between 11.5 and 12. Last time I looked, I think it was at 11.5. Bradley Beal questionable for Washington. Listen, I'm betting the Wizards either way. I think this is a lot of points to give the Wizards, who, coming off a great game, I know it was last night, but I don't care. I'm taking the Wizards plus 11.5, plus 12, whatever it is. If Beal is announced out, maybe even get 12.5 or 13, we'll see. But whatever the final spread is, I'm taking the Wizards to cover. Put it on the menu. Also, I like the under at 228 in this game. It's not going on the menu, but I do like it. Wizards play really fast. And similar to the Jazz game, the Suns are going to slow this game down purposely to throw the Wizards offense off their groove. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story next game. Next game up, Warriors, Rockets in Golden State. Line open with the Warriors laying 9 points at home. Early sharp money on the Warriors. In the afternoon, though, we do see a little bump of Houston Rockets money in there. It comes up to 28% of the money on Houston. Consensus line drops from 9 to 8.5. I'm taking the Rockets here because, in my opinion, it's the right play. Now, I have this feeling that Golden State's going to blow them out and cover this spread, but I'm not going to be betting on my feelings. I can't do that. I need to bet with my logic. And the recent analytics and the numbers are telling me the Rockets are the right play. We'll see who's right, my brain or my heart. Usually it's my brain, but sometimes the heart wins, you know. Total for this game's at 227. I like the over, but it will not be on tonight's menu. If anything changes, I will tweet it out and put it on my Instagram story. Let's do the parlay of the day. All right, parlay of the day. These have not been hitting. I think I've hit one of the last 11. This is ugly. But today's is a two-legger, two adjusted lines. Wizards plus 6.5, Pistons plus 6.5 for a total payout of plus 845. Like I said, you should be up, if you follow perfectly, you should be up about 9 units this week since Monday. Let's keep it rolling. We're lightening it tonight. I'm splitting my units in half. I advise you to bet light. Don't blow the winnings on a night we're not loving. Be smart, pick your spots. I will talk to you on Twitter. Let's make some money tonight. The Swiss is out.